Well, hello to you, whoever you
Hello.
are, wherever you come from.
Cheers.
Greetings. Greetings. Today is Saturday. We're usually having a
It sure
therapy
is.
session on Sundays, but our psychiatrist decided that Sundays is not good for us today, so we deciding to
Mhm.
do it Saturday.
And
Uh,
this is our therapist, by the way, right
yeah,
here.
the
Yeah.
therapist is clear liquid only, please.
Yeah.
No,
Well, mine is green, so
well, yeah, it's kind of clear. Well, is it
it's
liquorish
gonna
type?
clear up a little more as the ice starts to melt a bit.
I'm drinking my soju, favorite thing. It seems to be, if I chat with you now, I need soju in my hands.
It seems like that's the case. I'm drinking my
Oh yeah,
it's Christmas time, so I've got my chartreuse sitting down here by the computer.
I can't believe you're drinking that actually. Ooh.
Oh, it's the
This I have
best.
never had a person who actually introduced me properly. I remember
Yeah.
I had a sip from somebody and I didn't understand what was going on in my mouth because I didn't know.
Hmm.
I did not like anything, whatever it was there. First of all, and so, second of all, I was like, and then like, so what do you think? I was like, I don't know what to say. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if I want to puke or I'm okay with it, or it's very sweet somehow,
Hmm.
and I
Yeah,
can't.
there's a sweetness for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know what happened there. So my memory is not the
So
most.
my thing is like a scotch or whatever. You got
Mhm.
to sit with it. Usually I sit with it right here and just smell it as the ice is kind of evaporating,
Yeah.
and then you kind of bring it a little closer so you get all those fumes, so you just get used
Mm,
to it. But then
mm,
as the ice starts to melt in there and it starts to like loosh and cloud up,
mm.
then that's when you can have little sips, and it's so good, man.
So you burn the sugar on top, right? Or you not?
Oh God, no. So for absinthe, you do
Ah.
not do that. You absolutely do
Oh,
not
okay.
do that.
So
That
here
is
we
a
go.
100% wrong, wrong, wrong. No, 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 no. You don't do shots of absinthe, and you don't set the fucking sugar cube on fire. No. The internet is wrong. YouTube is wrong. These fucking idiots out there making these videos setting shit on fire. You don't do that.
So you see, my facts are already wrong. So there
Yeah.
you go. My experiences in that front is very skewed,
Yeah.
according to you now. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I know sugar gets involved. That I understand. But
For
then
absinthe, yeah. So
yeah.
absinthe, you put the sugar on the absinthe spoon, and then you turn the fountain on, and it's just drip, 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 and it slowly drips into the absinthe, and then it clouds up, louches up, is what it's called. It's the louche,
Ooh.
yeah, which is French for cloudy, apparently.
Oh, loosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I know I'm learning, teaching myself Italian. So nuvoloso is cloudy.
Oh, hey, there you go.
I see.
Nice, excellent.
Or if you, I never listen to learn. Debesuota, Lithuanian. Debesuota.
Debaswata. And
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Lithuanian
Is that
has
is
that.
that a curse? Please tell me that's a curse word.
No, it's cloudy.
Oh, okay, cloudy.
We
Okay.
don't do. By the way,
Damn.
no curse words really. We
Oh, okay.
use all Russian curse words.
Yeah, right.
In Lithuanian language, they have all because we are rooted paganist
Yes.
in my land
Yeah.
before we got christened. We have all like jargon, like old school jargon to swear. So, may your goat butt kick you in or something similar to that. But I haven't done that for a long time, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But something like that, something like your frog legs turning, you're gonna turn yourself into frog legs, or you're like a donkey down the field, or something like that. So all animals, most of the time,
Hmm.
donkey is the most vile you can speak
Really?
for
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah.
because you can say donkey to offend somebody, donkey to make them believe that they are absolutely stupid and
Yeah.
dumb. Donkey has lots of meanings. So if you want
Yeah. Yeah.
to,
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, that's how we were
Hilarious.
using it. But when Russia came into our land, then all bad words. Russian
Yeah.
has a lot.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, I think it's a lot, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't
Hey,
used
man,
that
there's
much
nothing
Russian.
finer than cursing in many languages.
Hmm. Well, Italian as well, like like that's one puta. That's the one
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to say it. I find it,
And
you know,
because
like
it's your channel, I won't say it. If it was mine, I would just say it.
yeah, probably you would. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
definitely would.
no,
Yeah,
not that
100%.
saying bad challenge and that, but I just don't feel like, you know, like I have to be
Yeah,
really
yeah.
those kind of, like, for example, Polish use that one word, and but they're using it not in the way. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
KUWRA, I
It's
think.
one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, but they use it a lot, and it's not many times you know that actually they actually offending you. It's just part of the.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know
It's
what I
like
mean?
me dropping the F bomb. I say the F word
Yeah,
quite a bit. So
yeah,
it
exactly.
sort of loses its meaning after a while.
I think it mainly does, but now we find another ones. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
You could
Oh
do
yeah.
like the French Canadians,
Uh-huh.
Calice Tabernac. You could do that one.
Oh,
That's a good one.
I mean. Oh,
Tabernac is like the infamous French Canadian curse word because it's
oh
against
yeah,
the
we have
church.
spoken
I
about
was
it,
telling you.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
offline we were talking
Yeah.
about it, I think just a couple weeks ago, maybe.
So have you watched? I'm going to change subject now because I don't know where else we're going to go there.
Mhm.
Have you watched a new Darwin? Not Darwin. What I'm talking about? I saw Darwin Cook's name, and now
Mac-
Darwin Cook. No. Yes, that's the one, but I wasn't watching. It's not
Yeah.
what's on my watch list. But Jeff Darrow has a new interview done because he's
Oh.
publishing a book which hasn't been the things which hasn't been reprinted from his work for longest time.
Well, shit, that's exciting. What
Yeah,
channel?
and
Where did you hear that about that?
I'm gonna have to tell you, I subscribed to the channel just because I knew we're gonna do this, but
Yeah.
I can't take the top of my head. And apparently he interviewed his daughter as well, who's doing comics. I didn't know that his daughter is into comics as well.
Is it? Oh no, that's Comic Tropes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a recent one. You said 5 days ago. There's one called Direct Edition.
How does the video go?
Shaolin Cowboy in that one.
It says is that the book he's reprinting is, you know, the Dark Horse Presents work.
I sure do.
And then there's this monk. I think was it in Inspiration for Shaolin Cowboy. He made another monk.
Yeah, Bourbon Threat.
That's the one. So he's reprinting that with a Shaolin Cowboy name on it. It looks almost like we have read that book, but I think he's adding extras for people to basically buy something he hasn't been reprinting for very long as time. It's coming out this month, I think. So probably
shit, man, that's very cool.
So I thought you definitely want to mention, because the minute I see Shaolin Cowboy, I was like, it's my attention.
Yeah.
So, and also they have this interview. So now the controversy is, you know, that Matt did the video about Mobius influences Otomo. Jeff Darrow was very well much aware of Otomo as well in that time.
Yeah, he was friends with him. Yeah.
Or at least that the way they were perceiving information is that he is introducing Mobius to Otomo. So how is that relevant to what Matt was saying in statement that Mobius himself inspired Otomo to do what he does? Because according to him, he says that Otomo was one of his most crazy, because it's difficult to meet people who does mangaka, because they work their ass off. And he says he was giving an opinion about how difficult it is to actually see them, because they just work to the death almost, because they can't stop, right? They can't get sick. They have to just go do it, right? Because if you don't do it, there's another competition comes through and takes over. But with Otomo, he has apparently had more than one person working on that stuff with him. So I think if I understood that properly. So yes, interesting. It's a very good interview. You definitely watch it.
Yeah,
that's cool. The minute I heard him saying about that, not because a lot of things I have like earlier work of his, it's very difficult to get hold of, especially if it's printed in Dark Horse. Yeah. Because they're quite difficult to sort after, because they haven't been probably printed really much. So the minute I hear that kind of stuff, you know, because I'm thinking, oh, I've seen the cover. It looks like we read that thing, but then mentioned that printing of something he hasn't. And apparently he done some of the work in Metal Hurlan himself.
Yeah, so Metal Hurlant, they reprinted some of the Bourbon Threat stuff in Heavy Metal. Then Dark Horse Presents.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he did some work in Cheval Noir, which was also the Dark Horse thing. But there was a lot of covers and things with that one, and like spot illustrations. So,
because he said in an interview saying that he does quite a few publishing things in France, but they haven't been given to America side because he's been living in France. I don't know, God knows how long now. Right. So so I'm excited. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but I know it's coming out.
Anything Darrow, I'm on it.
Yeah, exactly. They also talked about, like my speed of drawing, why you're doing a more deserty style of backgrounds because of usually like your buildings, cities. And he says, like, if I want to be at least a bit faster, I want to do the desert distances in the distance because he's so meticulous to detail, right? It helps him to go in the action rather than really care about what's in the background, right? Desert scenes is easy. He says like a couple of mountains, but the way he looks deserty, it looks very complicated in itself. But knowing his art style, he says city-wide, I get so into the art that I start drawing all sorts of cars and buildings, and I never want to stop. And that one page takes me forever, and it takes me like 5 years to finish a book, and that's not feasible, blah, blah, blah. So he started to say, and then they asked him, so what were you inspired by Moebius? Because Moebius' latest work, the last works he was doing was really sparingly in the distance in the desert. And he said, no, not really. It's just because of me, who I am and how I draw. Desert really does help me kind of put those characters in there so I can actually do the, everything all together in the quickest fashion, because he's not the quickest drawing artist, right? When it comes to producing.
I think he always draws, from what I remember from like kayfabe interviews and stuff I've seen. He's always drawing. And then he does that hyper detail, like he said. It sounds like that's what slows him down, right? But I think like he's fairly fast. It's just that he so meticulous, and then all these little pebbles, and then there's this little dog doing this thing over there, and then there's this window, so there's a plant in the window, and then it's like he's just doing, and that's, like he said, that's one fucking panel or one page. Well, and next thing you know, it's been forever.
Yeah, the thing is also, he says he's amazed how many recent artists can do lots of things in one time. Like he was saying about his daughter, that she's apparently working in she's Futurama production.
Oh yeah.
So she's working with that, and then she produces her own comic books and stuff like that. So she said he's amazed by what she's able to do. So I think that's how I got inspired by doing whatever less, like just produce something, like I just need to produce work. Anyway, but it sounds like a bit of an ADHD, like you hyper focusing on each detail, each building, then you suddenly get really bored, so you want to draw something else straight away. So that, in that sense, so that was one of the.
It definitely sounds like he has that going for him. That he just can't stop himself. Right, he can't stop.
Yeah, but it's just exciting, just because I haven't heard from his side of the things, because he's only been published in English, let's say, and Dark Horses owns his license, right? So he's been publishing for him his work for. I don't think he ever changed anybody else, right? He's been with Dark Horse since the beginning, right?
Right.
So it's nice to hear. And the minute I hear that it says, "Oh, it's a new kind of thing," he's producing, will be interesting to browse if I more information. So.
As you've been talking, I've been trying to look, but I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing much.
Because Dark Horse website's supposed to be showing what's upcoming, right? But the website is a bit slow. Last time I went,
it seems to be a bit slow, and there was stuff that's already out.
Yeah, and they don't really do upcoming stuff. Legion of Geeks, okay.
Oh, Legion of Geeks, okay.
They do collected editions as well, so
yeah.
It seems to be a go-to now for everyone. Um,
I'm going to type it in so I don't forget.
okay.
Let's see. Anyway, I've got it typed in. I'll search through it later. Yeah, cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's going to be awesome.
I watched a new Knives Out third movie, right? Do you know about
the what?
Do you know the Knives Out movie?
Oh, Knives Out. I know about them. I haven't seen them, but I know about them. Yes.
So there's a third one came out. So I love detective series, mysteries. The cast is absolutely goddamn amazing.
Yeah.
So we had Glenn Close doing acting there, which is seeing her caliber of acting. It's not something you can, you see them and you're like, oh my god, like that's an actress, right? She can do anything. Her style of her range of emotions, everything, whatever she like actors supposed to do, she has it all and more. And it's really amazing to watch. And Josh Brolin was the bad guy priest.
Nice.
And then I forgot the Irish dudes and the other priest who has been basically he's not really doing the priesthood ways of dealing with the job, and he punches other priests, so they banish him to this church where they hate this guy who like basically been in that church forever since like birth almost. It's a birthright. So and mystery starts when, because he's narrating, like, so he's done narrating in the beginning, he's kind of tell you who is going to be involved and stuff like that, until they are going to be a suspect, and the only thing they say that, and then of course murder happens. And there's impossible murder happens, and our Daniel Craig's actor, he's supposed to be like, what is his name, something Bouchon maybe, anyway, some French name. He's this renowned detective, and he gets like, yeah, I want you to help me to make sure that you're not guilty, because the young priest got basically accused of murders, and he was just getting, because he's new in town, everybody hates him, he has these new fresh ideas, and you have this other one, Josh Brolin character, who's completely makes them afraid to say anything, because he said so, we do so, right? So this new fresh idea guy comes in, tries to involve the parishioners comes to listen. Oh, did you actually clarify with the main guy that it's okay for us to be with you here? And he's like, what's going on here? So he has basically everybody under his foot, and from that onwards it's just, and we don't know who is what in this, and it's just like really good, well done. I think it's one of the best ones they made. I think that does really help the cast they picked. And I don't know, it's just like this, I think it was there's this like town in outskirts of New York, but almost like looks like England. So, and I think there's an America area called New England. I think that's why it has name, because it's almost kind of screams England like a lot. So I'm not sure. I've never been there, so I can't state that. But just like I was looking and saying to myself, is this in England? And he's like, no, it's America, because it almost screamed, like it almost looks the same, those churches we have in here, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, but really, well, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was nothing like mind-blowing, but it was just really good detective time. Where they had to make sure who the mystery, how the man got killed and how it happened. Oh, and Hawkeye actor is there as well.
Oh yeah.
So that was interesting to see. What else? I don't remember the names. That's the thing. I'm just gonna tell what they used to be. It's like
yeah.
Rayner, something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, Matthew Rayner or something, or
I don't know. Anyway, Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
Right there.
Yeah.
So he was there. He was an alcoholic doctor. So that was interesting. Also as the part. And something else I wanted to mention, but I forgot.
Yeah.
I don't know. You haven't watched anything because you've been busy, right?
I come home and I watch YouTube, and then I fall asleep, and then I go back to work, and so I haven't really seen anything that's trying to think. I don't think so. Yeah, no, nothing really. I've downloaded a bunch of stuff, but I just haven't sat and watched it. There's this channel called Eternal Family TV. It's another one of the 10 million subscription service things. So I follow them on Instagram, and they post like a lot of clips of stuff that they're streaming, and there's so many amazing looking things that sometimes I'll take a screenshot and then I'll try to see if I can find it online, so at least I can watch it that way. But pretty impressive, and a lot of animation stuff too, so I've downloaded some of that.
Well,
but yeah, as for watching anything else, not much else.
I'm very pleased with myself because I managed to convince my son to watch Looney Tunes finally.
Oh, nice.
I can't stand the animations or videos he tries to watch.
Yeah.
So I guess like just watch Looney Tunes. It's really fun. You know,
Yeah.
this is a classic animation. This is actually drawn by hand kind of thing.
Yeah.
Of course, that doesn't come into his. He doesn't care about that as long as it's funny and silly.
Yeah.
Done. Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
And the most, I think the most happiest he was while we're watching the episode was when the guy like pretend hand was drawing him or deleting him. And
Daffy Duck or whatever, right?
Yeah, he went absolutely.
That's an infamous episode, man. So good.
Yeah, he went absolutely crazy for it. Like, I want another one. Like, I don't know. Have a look if we can find it, because it finds on YouTube as well. There's YouTube.
Yeah.
Kids have Looney Tunes as well, so it's good to watch.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, that's actually really good. I was watching with him. I was like, this is like exactly what you're supposed to watch, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then all the Looney Tunes as much as he can possibly. He doesn't care about the pig, the pig. What is it?
Yeah, Porky Pig. Yeah.
Yeah, Porky Pig. He doesn't care about that one much because I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't work because with the hunter guy, maybe it doesn't work. But
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, Homer Fudd. You know all the names. But Bugs Bunny is the most hilarious for him because he went like the last one he loves to watch. He was watching a baseball match. And his electricity gone over, and he decided to go to this crazy Frankenstein mansion to see if he has a television, if he could watch this very important game. And then he goes to this crazy scientist who's like reviving some creature that looks like a heart. You know that one.
I know that one. Yeah. I remember that one.
Chasing him around and basically destroy the castle, but he still managed to watch some of the baseball.
Yeah.
He was pretending, shooting and catching. Oh, this is hilarious.
It's pretty awesome.
So yeah, one of the good ones.
Yeah, cool.
Right. So I read quite a few things, right?
You did, eh? No, I have read 0 things. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I want to show you one of. I jumped into this because I'm very excited.
Do it.
I got.
Yes, you fucking did. I knew you did. That's awesome.
I couldn't resist.
No, you can't resist. You shouldn't resist. It's so great.
Yeah. So this is where I
didn't read big there.
Oh yeah. I forgot already what to do.
No one wants to see my face. They want to see Spectre.
So the paper doesn't have too much gloss, but it has this like nice tooth to it. Of course, it has gloss, but tainted, like tamed gloss kind of thing. It's lots of it's lots of pages in this book, right? Oh, it's kind of like 500.
That's so awesome.
629 or more.
Yeah.
Worth every penny. So apparently, it like starts with this issue. So this is how they introduced him, right? Showcase presents.
I think that was that wasn't his introduction, but yeah.
Well, I don't know. At least that's how they start this book with.
Oh, right. I understand. Yeah.
So yes, Showcase presents the Spectre number 60 apparently. And of course, I didn't read. You kind of forget how much reading there is. So reading is quite a bit, but I really like the art style. So the guy who is Murphy Anderson's and Gardner Fox is writing, but Murphy Anderson is doing the classical style of cartooning in that time in comics, right? And this story basically says to you how the Spectre has been not able to leave the Jim Corrigan's body because something is holding him back, but something because of a science they had, he got released into freedom. But it didn't last very long time. And he does his tale. Jim Corrigan gets, because he's a detective, there's gangs after him. He's the Spectre saves him because there's a bomb shoved through the window, like specifically to that window, and Spectre comes out of it, and it puts it inside his cloak, and it explodes. But he makes himself ginormous. Like, look at the feet in the town.
Cool. That's cool.
If you can see. But you know all the stories, right? You have read those.
I have that issue. It's still amazing to see, though. That's so great.
Yeah. So all that,
or at least I'm pretty sure I have that issue anyway.
Well, I think you did show it to me, right?
I think so.
It's quite a few parts in one issue. So in here, they still kind of battling the gangs. The Spectre is in freedom, like trying to protect everybody. It's really good at it. Everybody's visible. He has this. It also explains a little bit about past, how everything has happened to him in a way, not that much revelation. But what he's going for is on the lookout why he's been unable to leave the Corrigan's body to do his Spectre things, and why it's stopping him, and he is kind of trying to discover that.
Look at his before you turn the page. I love look at his face on the bottom right. Yeah, it's just, that's so great, man. Like, that's such amazing design. It's I love it. That's so great.
Yeah,
man. Now I want that book too.
So it's really fun. Honestly, I say I have read a few things, but like I won't be able to go through 700 pages like that. I can't do that. My brain wouldn't allow me to have that much information.
There's no rush anyway. Bits and pieces, and you know. Yeah.
So after a while, we found out who is basically another entity demon called Asmodeus is doing the same thing on Earth, because he's taken over the body. And that's why because there's two entities not allowed to be in, two of them, only one can roam the Earth. So that's why, because there's two of them, they basically were kept in the bodies because of that. And there's this huge fight, and this issue is like ginormous. I don't know how many pages it's supposed to be, but they have this ginormous fight on the ground on the Earth with they possess bodies, and outside in the astral plane, everywhere, the planets, they throw at each other all sorts of things, like nebulas, like he's throwing a moon towards Earth, and Spectre has to basically phase himself out, go through the Earth and save it and crush it.
Crazy.
So it's really cool. I understand why you like it. Because of the space, it almost kind of screams Doctor Strange because of that kind of vibe to this stuff, like mysterious kind. So and then they managed to basically, because his Spectre's Jim Corrigan managed to defeat the body of the bad guy. He gets the upper hand, and then he's managed to tame him. But of course, the bad guy always have a last laugh. He's saying, well, this is not only me who is doing this kind of thing, and you will never know what's happening. So that's how it ends that issue. And then I started reading this one. It's called issue number 61, where the dimensions are crossing over. The demons once they take over Earth.
Man, so good.
Sinister Barrier. So I haven't read them much, but it's really cool. It shows you how the entities trying to get the powers and who they're gonna try to do. This is really cool. I mean, I understand why people now really loving this DC Finest. It's as much as what Marvel Epics were doing. It's worth every dime, penny, or cent. Because of the amount of things you can get through one block of book, right? And it's really cool, and I like the way it's. I like the colors, of course, not the same paper. That's impossible for them to do so. But that's where I ended. I didn't finish this Beyond Sinister Barrier. I just found out that Spectre has had to go through. He was kind of engulfed in another dimension, so he was there, and he's about to battle them because he's not in the right space, right? He's supposed to be protecting Earth, not being in another dimension. So it's really cool so far. I haven't even flicked through. I've Neil Adams done some of the Spectre books, right? So that's another component. I'm kind of probably I heard you saying, but never kind of went into my mind clearly, I guess. Let me show you some of the. Oh, look at this! This is gonna be one of my favorite stuff to read. I love when they do this. They use
Yeah,
yellows,
cool.
purples, and greens, and that kind of
That's so awesome.
like trippy vibe.
Yep.
So I like that kind of things. But yeah, very super pleased, right?
Hmm.
One of the things I kind of like was thinking, but thankfully, there you go. One of the covers.
Ah, there it is. Look at that cover.
Yeah, that's your Thanksgiving. I think you were showing that last time, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it will be interesting. It shows in here where he's gonna go into.
Cool.
And it says Spectre contains stories January 1966 to December 1983, showcase 60, 61, and 64, Brave and the Bold 72, 75, 116, 180, and 199, Spectre Volume 2, 1 to 10, Adventure Comics 431 to 440, Ghosts 97 to 99, and All Star Squadron 27 to 28. So heck a lot of material for the little book, as I call it.
Mhm.
So, oh yeah, he's there.
Of course I do. Yeah, it's here. Why? Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna make a magnet out of it, but I decided not to, so it sits on my bookshelf. So, for those of you, this is
mine work.
2024.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 2024. So yeah, it's killer. So
Yeah.
it sits on the bookshelf right here.
Well, you can make magnet. You can glue it.
I was gonna, but then I was also thinking, like, I built a little wood shed kind of thing outside.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of doing some more art for that because I've got one of my wooden creatures that hangs on there as well. So I was thinking maybe that would be cool to add to that, So I haven't done anything with it yet. It's just standing by for some eventual use. Sorry, I got books falling down here. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so great. What's the price tag on that sucker?
53 Canadian.
Oh, really? Hey, oh wow.
But 40 USA.
Yeah. But I mean, that's a lot of books in there.
Well, it's crazy that you have 53 Canadian, man. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's well, if you get to this, like I got it from this discounted websites, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of like I wanted to, but otherwise because I've seen I think some of the like a main bookshops, like in here, like those high street bookshops, let's say this way, which sells graphic novels. I think this one goes for at least 35 or 40 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost the same to the dollar. So
yeah,
I got it when I go online. It's half price. I got that one.
Sweet.
So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. Honestly, it's the first one my thing, but I was very curious to see the paper. The paper is not as glossy because I really don't like those bouncing, especially old school. Doesn't look good at all.
Yeah.
And this one, it is gloss, but as I say, that tame gloss color to it.
It doesn't look so bad, even like looking at because usually the thing with me with those things is that the recoloring and stuff just pops a little too much. That looks still sharp, man. It really looks sharp.
Yeah, I'm looking. I think I found the Neil Adams one. There you go. Has to be. Yeah, it's this one. Let me show you a big one. The Spectre number 2. So volume 2, I guess. Right?
I think, yeah.
Still Gardner Fox doing it, but art by Neil Adams, because you can see, I'll show you that the signature stuff Neil Adams was able to do.
Yeah, look at that. Crazy. What coloring, man. Jesus.
Expressions are crazy, right?
So fucking good.
I love blue and yellow. I think a favorite combo. But yeah, so there's purples, greens. It's such a beautiful way of but yeah, is tremendous amount of details that Neil Adams can portray in the pages. And I think this kind of like Spectre in single format would be quite pricey because of just attached name to Neil Adams.
Well,
Neil
that's
Adams.
exactly right. Like you'd be spending way more than that cover price if you were going to hunt for those individual issues.
Yeah.
And then some of those, they're not easy to find either. So
Yeah, because they lots of them are that didn't age that well, right? Kind of
yeah.
like some of them are like really tarnished. The cover.
Mhm.
I remember seeing in one of those comic marts I went in London. I remember seeing it's barely hang on to it. I mean, I wasn't even because you can actually, I didn't even touch it, right? But you could see the spine was like crippling, like crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking like £20 per that copy. It's like, how is that £20?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. Your cover is about to disappear. You know, how do you read that kind of thing? Like you can't even open it, right? I remember. Didn't I see some? Maybe it happened to me, or did I see on a YouTube video where somebody opening the book, and while they opening it, it cracked, and the pine just basically opened up, like the staple just went off.
Oh no!
So I don't know if it happened. I know something happened to me similarly, but not on. I mean, I wasn't doing video, but I think I've seen a video of somebody complaining, saying they were like opening really carefully, like, "Oh my god, this edition," and then it's like, oh that's the staple.
Yeah, that really
the
sucks.
hole in the staple. The one I haven't read, but I want to show off because I'm continuing strongly with this. The volume 3 is in my hands.
Sweet.
He was mentioning about Akira. By the way, he was talking about Akira quite a bit in that interview.
Yep.
And he said that while it was coming out, I was picking up. And he said I couldn't understand half of it. It's like, what is the young people doing in there? And why they are so aged kind of thing. So it's kind of interesting. They're almost the same perceptions. Because there's lots of things going on in this book, right? And this is collected, right? And there's lots of, you can basically can explain to you in further pages. But if you read it in a single format, that would be a killer, right? Because a couple of scenes, like what we complain these days, flip, 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 flip. Oh, okay, what just happened? Do I have to wait a month for that one or something like that?
Yeah.
So I'm very pleased that I managed to acquire that one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, I didn't get it. I mean, library. I went to library. And
no, I know what you mean. Yeah. Thank God they had them.
Yeah. No, volume 4 is somewhere apparently. I even asked the guy who was working in library. Said, "What's going on with your volume 4 of Akira?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Well, I checked your websites and I tried to see where they actually placed, which library you have it, and it says." Several one, but availability 0. And I was like, so why is that? Is it like not available? He couldn't give me an answer, of course. You never get an answer. So I'm not sure about volume 4. So our volume 4 is up in the air. I haven't even read third, but it's as what it is a second volume, I will read it very quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to kind of
those two are the thinnest ones for sure.
Yeah. So do you want to, or do you want me to go for what I read and then we get to do what you like? What's the best? Or
no, I mean, whatever you want to do. I mean, I can just introduce it and talk about one or two things, and then you can finish off what you read. Yeah. So because I didn't read anything, so I always do the. In this case, it's a black book this year. It's not always a black book. It's red and then green and
almost
black.
Like
so this is my reading list. In this case, for because I still do this 500 comic goal. This year and last year I didn't make it, and then I've started doing this too. If there was people that passed away, I'm making notes.
Oh wow!
And then I have shit color coded, so I haven't made it this year again. I still have some stuff to enter, but right now I'm on 331. But I still have some of these hardcovers, Kamui, that sort of thing that I haven't read yet. So I figured for today, since I haven't finished anything or read anything, I thought I'd go through and pull out some of, like I usually put like little asterisks or circle things for stuff that I've really loved this year. And they usually kind of get compiled at the end of the year for like my favorite reads of the year. I get to revisit them and stuff. So I thought I would do a little bit of that. So maybe I'll just start on, I was going to start on this. And
Oh, so you actually
Oh,
have
actually, you
books
know
out.
what? Let's start here. Let's start with this.
Oh.
So because then this will be a double duty.
Oh.
One of the there's a lot of indie stuff. Oh, Forgerelli. You'll be adding Stray Bullets to that list in the next couple of weeks. Sweet. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, look at you.
So a lot of the independent and self-published stuff made it to the list this year, more so than maybe past years. They always do, but I feel like there's also been a new era of bootlegs that have come out over the past few years. So this is an MF Doom comic, issue number 1, and then this gives me an option to shout out Daryl DTV. I got a care package from him recently, and in it was issue number 2 of the Malevolent MF Doom, which I didn't know was out yet already. So this is a self-published indie comic, and it's really great because it's fucking tape, man. It just keeps ripping off of these bags and boards. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I don't have sticky enough tape. Really great art style, very kind of indie, but it's all kind of about the supervillain himself and put into kind of comic form. And him and his crew are gonna take over the rap game, and then some of his other alter egos. Like a Victor Vaughn makes an appearance in there, which is also an MF Doom character. Super fun, just really fun. I mean, not much else to say about it beyond that. I'm a huge MF Doom fan, so this is kind of essential. So shout out to Daryl D for that one. Jeez. And then in that same vein of bootlegs, I've talked about them before, so I won't talk about them very long. Of course, it's the Turtles, the Amnesiac storyline. So there's issue number 1 and issue number 2. So there's only been 2 issues of these as well so far. And this is phenomenal work, man. I cannot wait. I hope this thing goes for, I don't know, a dozen issues. I hope they can really keep it up because this is so freaking good. I'll show you that. I used the clear backing boards. I only had 2 of them, so I figured this was a good book to do it for. But yeah, I've talked about these ones before in a stream, on Sunday stream. But that's easily made it to the top of the list. So those, I'll just start with those ones, the kind of bootlegs of the year that I've really got a kick out of. So shout out, thanks very much, Daryl D.
Lucky. So is it so self-production, right? So how do they produce themselves? Do we go with that Big Daddy? Is it a Big Daddy website called, or is it?
Oh, I'm not sure where these guys individually go. I'm not sure if what they do. Like they find a printer. I don't know that level of detail about the production of these.
Okay. Well, you just mentioned
both of these guys also are on Instagram too, which is the other thing. That's how I found out about both of these books, through Instagram. So,
talking about the things, I was really bad with this year with the keeping, like, I'm doing this drawing stuff. I dropped off quite rapidly since before the September. I kind of had I think it's called an artist block. Let's call it that way. And I was like, oh, I have, like this book is getting filled up. Like, oh, I've done so many. I was like so proud. And then I realized it's 2024 in there. It's like, hey, what is it there? Because you forget about it. So I was looking through it. Honestly, I've done quite sparingly, like almost like 1 book a month drawing kind of thing, which is okay. I wasn't planning to put them all whatever I've read, but I'm like, I was thinking because I was drawing it, so that's the book I kind of like for that month. That was like something memorable enough for me to keep in notes. And I wouldn't say like I was looking what they are like. They really wasn't standouts. I think what did this year got for me entailed is that your influence on manga got me at the bug because of the Kamui and then Akira. And then hopefully, well, no, I know it is gonna happen because we don't do secrets with my husband. I gonna get, well, spoiler alert for you just seeing this live, I'm gonna get a Lone Wolf in the Cup.
Oh, sweet.
So
that's awesome.
So for me, I guess this year entailed I'm more into manga lately than anything else, which is kind of like, old stuff, right? Not the new things what lots of kids may be reading these days, but a lot comparison to what I've read beforehand, handfuls. I think with Kamui, and I think that Kamui what really shifted my perspective, because I really like that old school, I guess, style and the way the storytelling was working. And then with Akira's explosion into your face, knowing what it is actually Akira, but have never read it, made me a huge difference. And Lone Wolf was always something I was very curious about. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that one. I haven't, I'm
That's
not
awesome.
I'm not seen it, but I know it's probably what's going to happen. So
I heard from somebody that we know that Fantagraphics is going to be doing a manga imprint next year, I think, as well too. So
really?
that'll be interesting to see. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what they put out. Because like you said, there's so much of it out there, and there's so many kind of small companies doing re-releases of old works that it's so cool, man. It's great that we're getting flooded with more. I mean, it's great and also a little like, oh god damn, but yeah.
Well, the thing, this one, why I'm kind of like more thought of what to get as a Christmas present. You have those lists and I already had something I really, really, really wanted with that werewolf thing, not werewolf, the Tomb of Dracula.
Dracula, yeah.
Yeah, so that was something I always wanted to have for a hell of a long time. So that's like ticks. And I wasn't really going into like big things. And there's lots of things. That's the thing. It's too many things, and I didn't think like one thing will make me as excited as it was. But what the Lone Wolf is going to be original. So how your manga actually goes, you're supposed to read that way. So it's going to go the same way so it's not going to be translated to English like reading method. It's going to be the original method. It's production from Dark Horse.
Yeah.
It's not only one volume inside the content, so it's a chunky book. And then that's everything come together. I was like, okay, why? Because I always been curious. So that will basically see how much involvement of myself going to be in getting that more to read.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I have to start somewhere, right? So I'm actually very excited about it.
It's awesome.
Hello. Damien, we're not therapists. We are here to do a therapy. This is the therapy. Wait, let me talk about it. Wait. So I was anticipating this one. This is the therapy, okay? This is the therapy.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't get a chance. I'm hoping I can go pick it up tomorrow.
So I was really afraid of this because this is new.
I'm pretty excited about it.
I am very not aware of the writer. I know Freddie E. Williams II. I'm aware of him.
I'll be right back. Just give me 30 seconds. Keep going, but I'll be right back.
And but this writer Jean Luen Yang is what I wasn't aware of. He's a writer more than comic book writer, but he's doing it more. I think he did Shaolin. Not Shaolin. That's not that. It's Marvel's. Oh my god, what is wrong with me sometimes? Shang-Chi. There you go. So he's done Marvel's Shang-Chi writing. So he's done some work. Well, that's a very specific amount of money, Damien. But yeah, this is quite pricey already. It's like $5 per issue. So adds up, eh? In a month time, I think, I don't know how much that it kept for some people in April list. I mean, weekly, some people showing like 10 books, and my eyes just ting dollar signs. How many things there's, but hey, to each us own. So yeah. So this creative team starts with this issue, and it comes with a bit of a introduction. So first appearance to this character here, and he says his name is Ujigami. So if you want to not miss a first appearance of the character in Turtle Book, this is the book number 13. I mentioned this first. So Ujigami is a new villain / I'm not going to spoil it. It's a big spoiler who he's going to be. This is dog-like kind of creature. And it all starts with gang leaders meeting up, asking for money. It lose the fight, and this new villain comes into fruition and deals with it, like plain and simply with death. So he's slaying things, and turtles are here to tame everything down, because we're kind of mentioning what the run beforehand, Jason's Aaron's run was, kind of it goes with it. What's happening beforehand, it kind of gets to mention, because they are the ones who saying that before we were enemies, because the governor of the New York City made them enemies. Everybody hate them, and now they are the ones who are actually saving everybody, and everybody cheering them up. And they are having this huge, ginormous fight in rush hour, on the bridge. And then there is this father of theirs introduction, and this mentioned here because you can see the moment everybody's having. Donatello is still narrating. He's not as skinny anymore, Terrence, for your disappointment. He's buff as buff can be.
That's a bummer. That's a real bummer.
Oh, yeah, but he is mentally unwitting. So I'm mentioning so he's appeared. Officially, Splinter is alive. Okay, so people, this is the only thing as much as I'm going to go into it. I enjoyed it. It's fast action. Oh, good. Nice to see you. We all
Dan
do
Elson,
well.
hello.
Enjoy your lunch break. So yeah, turtle size is good. They have that moments where you understand them. They have all the same kind of like personalities. They all have what you kind of, they're not going away from that whatsoever. Is where we're going to take them further. One issue won't tell you how Creating Team is good, but so far is good because of what's going to happen next and what is this villain is all about. We will have a new leader of the gang who were before. Everything is happening quite quickly. It's very high-paced comic. There's fewer things to read, but I'm looking forward to see where they're going to take this now. So that's already a good sign, right? I'm not bored. I got whatever I wanted, what usually turtles have to give, and I'm glad they're going, because there's an interview in here of the actual creator. So we have this, they give them 2 pages to actually interview, kind of have a suss about the writer, what he wants to do. It's very vague, of course, in an interview, but he's like he always been a fan of comic books. He's been working, as I say, in the comic books for a bit now. He's just gonna try to do his best and tell the comic like Turtles to be how it is. He grew up with a television show, but then he discovered the Mirage series, and then that changes completely some opinion what Turtles can be. You got absolutely amazed how Kevin and Peter was able to portray those turtles. So he's going to try to do the justice and hopefully introduce lots of things. He also mentioned, I think he's a proper fan of TV shows of turtles. He mentioned some character he's going to introduce, probably this comic books, which hasn't been introduced in comic format. It was only introduced in a format of TV series. So I'm excited of that. That means there's more. He's open to show whatever, he's not going to just concentrate what they had. It's going to just expand the world more. And I'm really hoping this is going to, be good, right?
I'm super excited to pick it up. Like, I'm willing to give it a shot after the kind of the up and down of that Jason Aaron one. Mostly up, thankfully, but I'm curious to see. I'm so glad that they just continued with another number and didn't just start at 1 again. That's very exciting as well too. That makes it easier to support as well.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with that. And they also mentioning quite a few things like what's coming out, I actually really liked. So we have this extra pages. This is last page, but it's okay. It's just the bad guy. You've seen it in the second page. But in here, they kind of explain to you what if you like this sort of thing from the Turtles, you read this book. If you like the villains, go follow that one. If you have kids, So I like that. I think it's really
Uh-huh.
much more clearer from them to explain which turtle book you want to go for what reason, right? And they try to slightly explain that. And that's really good. I think it needs in the comic book sometimes that clarity why you have so many turtle books. Because
Yeah.
like you are, I was trying to add manually because I was thinking I'm going to be brave. Instead of doing barcode scanning with my CLZ, I'm going to manually input my turtles book. And God, I was scrolling like this because they have
Yeah.
numerous amount of covers. I was like, oh my god, it's like 566 released covers,
Yeah.
right?
It's stupid. It's so
Absolutely
stupid.
crazy.
Yeah.
This one in particular has, I think in here they're showing like, I don't think it's 8 for issue 13. And then they have apparently Ashcan. Can you explain to me or remind me, Ashcans are smaller or are they what?
That's the thing. I'm not 100% sure either. I think technically Ashcans generally they've been kind of smaller,
Yes.
but I think that they're like more. I think it's about like the thickness of the book. It's sort of like an intro. It's sort of like a teaser to some degree. So I don't know if Ashcan necessarily just is about the size of the book, but if Damien or Forgerelli or Dan are still here, they may set us straight in that.
I because I remember I had an Ashcan book and it was small. I cannot tell you, you know, where it is now because my organization sucks. Because I have a lot,
Wizard magazine for the longest time used to do those little ones included with the poly bag, you know.
because they are also they used to do that in like conventions, right? Especially artists or creators have that for you an extra because you came to visit them. They have something else to buy, like especially
Right.
what's not going to be produced in comic book shops. You're not going to find them anywhere else.
Only get at the convention exclusives kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, show us if you can
So
your next one.
because you've just talked about them, no surprise. Again, continuing with like some of the stuff that's going to be on my best of list. I still have to pare it down and stuff, and there's a ton of stuff I didn't pull from the book. No surprise, TMNT Journeys, 3 issues so far. So fucking good. So fucking good. So fucking good. Like, can't recommend this enough. It's coming out currently, you know, so that's a good one. And then touching on the manga stuff, again, probably no surprise, but the Smudge imprint from Living the Line has produced 5 books at this point, but nothing compares to Mansect and My Gorilla Family. My Gorilla Family is probably the most bonkers out of the entire run. Just absolutely.
Go on, open it. I want to see.
It's haywire. It's ridiculous. It's
Let's
absurd. It's filled with short stories.
Wow,
by a creator. Who was working in a genre where, or in some magazines that didn't have high readership.
I see.
So the freedom that allows you is you can just go absolutely nuts. It's so goddamn good. If you haven't read any Smudge book, I think that this is not a bad one to start with because you get that extreme. But so great, man. Really, this one was one of my favorite stories. This whole, yeah, it's just ridiculous. So ridiculous. And I'll just show you a little bit of
other one, please.
So this is Mansect. So here's a little bit of samples of that.
No.
That's so far, all sort of horror themed. So, and every single book is a different creators that really haven't had much, if anything, reproduced in English. So Living the Line is doing a great job with this Smudge imprint. And of course, Ryan Holmberg, the translator of our generation, is just knee deep into the lore of all these books. So they usually come with this one probably won't. Oh no, this one comes with a little bit of a essay or a little bit of a sample cover from one of the originals and then a write-up on the creator. Some of the other books have like essays and talk a little bit more in depth about these artists' careers.
Cool.
And then just two more for the manga stuff. Of course, Kamui is going to enter the list. I'm almost done it now, actually. I just read a bunch of it today. I just finished all the farmer uprising stuff where everybody starts to get beheaded, and so goddamn good, man. It's so good. 2 books a year, which I think is the perfect pace for this, because these are hefty poems, so
what, 1,000, maybe 400 pages for a year.
Yeah, which is a hell of a lot, man. And then 10 volumes total. And then the final one, you're talking about Akira, the one that I finally got my hands on, the series now. The other 2 books that I was missing, Domu, which was done before Akira. Holy fuck. Again, it's the frustration of not having things be reprinted. This needs a reprint. This is such a good book. It's from front to back. I mean, that wouldn't take up much space on your shelf if you reprinted all those as one.
Yes.
It's so goddamn good, man. I can't even stand it. And it really is, the Kayfabe guys put it best, that this really feels like a prequel to Akira. Unfortunately, I don't want to open it too much, but it would be great to see something like that in a bigger size so we could fully see that piece of our old man. So beautiful stuff. So that's again a no-brainer. Kayfabe Effect is still influencing. It is. It's unreal. That was it for manga stuff, I think. Yes, it was. But some heavy hitters as usual.
Jeff Darrow mentioned Domu. He said it was one of his favorite things he read. And then he said that when he was reading Akira, it's like it went, but you couldn't, because of the amount of beautiful pages Akira has. So right, okay. So I've been obsessed with having to read Guardians. And when I read the first volume, digitally omnibus volume, they said on the back of the pages, you could read this next. It's not really because the way they do it, like there's lots of things, people who are very much invested in collected editions, they're saying that the way they're splicing the stories is not really in the correct order. And then afterwards, there's this compendium of Green Lantern, which is coming out very soon, I think maybe this year or next year, which this story printed in that compendium. So it's much newer versions to what I'm reading from the first omnibus, or I'm just confused. What I want you to point out is this Tocchini guy, famously, which I disliked, of Low creation, because of his obsession with one type of the way the face looks. It bothers me a lot. But to be honest, I really enjoyed it in here somehow. It worked for me more than in Low. Nothing against the guy. It's just me. I'm really much, when I see skew head, it doesn't work because it's almost to each panel. He takes all sorts of attentions to that kind of eyes. But anyway, it's 12 issues of this run. I read them all. Because this is all about Eon, which is Kyle Rayner's. He becomes this almost like lantern or beacon of green light to Green Lanterns. Because there was something happening in Green Lantern lore where they kind of almost lost the power of Green Lantern, the lantern which basically makes them powerful to do whatever they can do with the rings. So he has his own, like this godlike, he doesn't have to wear the ring anymore. He's almost as powerful what Parallax was, which is Hal Jordan's evil entity who basically took over Hal Jordan. He was wearing there's this famous cover of Granite with him wearing 10 rings of each finger or multiple rings, and it's actually very famous now. I remember I picked up that cover book for like 50p in Comic Mart, and now it's probably like £25 per issue. But anyway, so I'm not really sure how this came about. Apparently this been mentioned in a lot of books in DC lore, like Superman book. There's like 0 Hour. Apparently, this happens. So to Kyle Rayner, but I was just wanted to, because it was mentioned. I was like, oh, I've never heard of it. Let me read this. And it's basically Kyle Rayner's power doesn't lend him that well because of somebody else has tried to use him and make it their own way to deal with situations, put him in situations where he doesn't want to be, become the person he doesn't want to be. No, Kyle Rayner is an artist. He's kind of free thinker. He's like kind of always tries to help, but he has the worst of luck of Green Lanterns. Apparently, each female he is have any romantic notions towards dies. So he's not a very lucky guy in terms of that, and he always struggles to having this kind of a mental to work with or work job. He was more of an artist first and the Green Lantern later, but then things shifts and he with his history and stuff like that. So yeah, Tocini's famous panels, right? So I was very surprised Tocini was doing this, but I saw his name. It was like, low, I can't, water. It sounds like I have hate towards him, but I honestly, that what stopped me reading that low as overall, and probably is blasphemy for some people because apparently it's the bestseller for Rick Remender to this day. Beautiful girls around, of course, they always get attracted towards him. It's interesting tale. He does find out Darkseid's sibling, spoiler alert, is the one who's basically taking over. And these blue Smurfs or Guardians, they are the most selfish, self-centered beings. So Kyle, throughout the story, I really like the way, by the way, Kilowog is drawn. Absolutely fantastic. One of the best renditions of Kilowog. He's this buff guy with these things in here, and it's really well represented in here. I lost the train of thought because I saw the Kilowog. Oh yeah, so
you're talking about the Guardians and how selfish they are.
Yeah, because basically Kyle Rayner's mom, in further down issues, Kyle Rayner's mom is about to gets this illness. Nobody knows what it is. She's in hospital, and this blue douchebag comes through the ring, says, "You have to be in Oa." But he's like, "But my mom is almost like to the deathbed. It doesn't matter. You have your duties." And they have to he doesn't have like a choice. So it's kind of like interesting. Thanagarians comes in fruition here as well, which another thing I would actually love, and I think also people are asking, DC finest of a Hawkman or more lore of Thanagarians. Let me see, I'll show you another one. Oh, where is this woman come? It keeps popping up. Oh yeah, I'll show you the last thing. There you go. It almost says it's called. And then there's another artist, Passerin, is helping because it seems to be not everybody can finish the run. This is the last issue of the run, and this is the guy who was in Passerin. I don't know how to pronounce his name correctly, but he's been in Green Lantern as an artist, Green Lantern artist for a bit. I remember when I just started picking up comic books, I've seen him taking over the run when I was picking up DC comic books regularly. And I've seen this artist. There's lots of characters in here. I really like it. I think it's the more and more I'm getting into it. I always like Green Lanterns. This is kind of reaffirming that's how much I do like them. It's just fun. A space, like we were mentioning about the Spectre and that space opera almost for me, because I just like the way what's happening. This is like the powers he yields. He can.
You also got all those greens in there too, so that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It helps. Yeah. But it's really convoluted kind of in a way storyline. But Jeff Johns, this is the Omnibuy, basically I'm reading, and all other materials is all written by not this run, this 12 issues, but the most famous run of his made those Green Lanterns what they are now. Is Jeff Johns is basically almost the father, a part of that famous Green Lantern Green Arrow run with Neil Adams, right?
Yeah.
So, and yeah, famous bowl cut, eh?
Yeah.
So yeah, So yeah, that's this is his mom dying. So all the overall, no matter how much he tries to work for Green Lanterns, and still he ends up seeing his mom dead. But he has this power, which I said to you. He revived her because he got so angry. He gave her, but she was like, "I am the shell of a person you know. My soul is already supposedly gone away. You can't keep me to what you know to your. You can't keep me alive being this. I'm not the person you know." So he basically had to say goodbye twice to the person in the same issue. Quite
Mm.
quite sad, but interesting. But yeah, this
Mhm.
is my digital adventures,
Yeah, cool.
and I'm very into it. I'm more
Mhm.
and more. I'm excited to read more after even looking at these pages, because I've read this just recently. I really like. Oh, I need to read more. And the next one I'm reading is a lot of Sinestro involved. Actually, can show
Mm.
you. It's called Sinestro Core Wars Prologue.
Yeah, wow.
But we have the artist we don't want to mention, who's very good at it, but he's there.
Oh, right. What's his name, right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
You got it.
that's right. I forgot, of course.
But he's extremely good at what he was doing in that. It's very
Yeah,
upsetting
yeah.
because he's really good at, at his skills levels, comparing to like other a brother sibling of his whose style
Yep.
completely, but he's
Noah.
a really good storyteller, right? So he's more storyteller than an artist in a way, I think.
Mhm.
And this guy is extremely good artist, but damn, he has some bad.
That's one of the things I watched every once in a while. Out of the blue, there'll be someone that does like a documentary on YouTube that wants to talk about like Comicsgate. So I watched a 40-minute guy talking about his
Mhm.
channel specifically, and then another one. The name escapes me, and even if I could remember, it doesn't really
Mhm.
matter. But it
Mhm.
was interesting just to see now that we're, and again, because I really feel like we were there when that stuff happened. You know,
Yeah,
we knew someone who went that direction and kind of was part
yeah.
of that history. They don't get into a lot of the YouTubers. They focus on a couple of the YouTubers. What was interesting though in this documentary is they talk about the books that were kind of supposedly causing a lot of grief for people. But
Mhm.
then because now a bunch of time has passed, he also then looks at the company now and what they've done with a lot of those characters that they introduced.
Mm.
95% of them are gone because they weren't popular, right? Like they didn't sell as much as they thought. So it's a pretty interesting. He doesn't land on, you could tell that he's very anti Comicsgate. He makes that very clear. But I thought
Mhm.
it was interesting to sort of look at the complete picture of like, because the other part of the story that doesn't get talked about really is that, big companies trying to cater and to crowds and try to get people to buy their books, which that's part and parcel of what they do as a big company. That's, of course, it makes sense that they have to, right? So it was worth a watch. I don't spend much time thinking about that era or those people, but
Yeah.
it was an interesting perspective on it for sure.
Well, at least you're open-minded, like you're not just
Yeah,
closing doors just because it is, at the end of. I don't have much to say about it anyway because
yeah,
it's nothing not worth mentioning. But talking
no,
about big companies, and did you hear? I don't know if it's went through already, but this huge thing happened that Netflix bought Warner Bros.
hmm I did hear about it.
Because then the comics, what now DC is in a heyday, right? Because they are
Hmm.
taking over from Marvel as much as they can take over the market, because market is now more into manga and all that stuff. Manga is always like now is such a big thing. I don't think comic books can even relate towards that kind of giant, enormous amount of things you can sell and buy when people buy it.
Yeah, yeah. Forge Riley has it exactly right. Mostly terrible people, but they weren't wrong about the pattern. Yeah,
mm,
100%. Yeah.
so anyway, so I wonder what that will see the next year of DC comic books. I'm really curious if it's actually went through, because I heard there's Paramount now wants to be putting another extra bit. This is the money we're talking about, right? Billions, right?
Hmm.
Billions.
Hmm.
We're not talking about millions anymore. Now we're talking
Hmm.
billions. Like this, how many companies the Warner Bros. Actually owns?
Mhm.
Like like animations, all the games now, all that's coming
Sure, but then
to.
it's like, what's the long-term plan for it? I mean,
But
all that
Netflix
shit
on.
is fucking dying. Like whether we like it or not or agree with it or not, it's just a fact. All of that shit is dying. So
Which shit?
spending billions that you're going to kind of create
Mm,
this company and
I know.
or buy up these smaller companies, like, so then what? Streaming is way down.
Mhm.
Superhero movies are on the outs. The comic industry, the big two or the big three, they're
Yeah.
not selling the numbers that they used to at all. So
Mhm.
it's so bizarre to me. It's so strange.
Mm.
Like
I
there
don't.
has to be something in it for them, otherwise they wouldn't be spending this money. I haven't looked into it, so I personally don't know what that something
Mm.
is, but there must be something.
Maybe you just want to be as big as what the Disney's trying to do, right?
Yeah.
Because they
They
want to
just want to
do.
have a lot of things that they own, so
Uh-huh.
with everything they can at least generate some sort of income, so they can break even. We have 20 tentacles out there that are drawing in $5 a piece,
Yeah.
you know.
Now, because I just mentioned Disney, so I watched Tron, new
Oh,
movie,
uh-huh.
Aries. They spent 400 million towards the movie, I think, maybe a bit more. They tanked in the box office. They tanked everywhere else. I think that
Hmm.
people like myself who likes Tron, especially from the first two movies, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. I like visual spectrum, but I can say one thing. If you're going to spend that many millions on production, and of course you're going to get a Jared Leto to be a prominent figure,
Yeah.
it's going to be a problem because you don't know how to write a storyline. They
Hmm.
haven't been able to produce a story you can care about. It's just mumble jumble and it finished. It's like plenty of visual stunning. Like I loved the one thing I can tell you, music wise, I am not a fan. What's the music? The band now?
Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor.
Yes, there you go. Treasure. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Music was it was more tame than Daft Punk has. Okay, been
Yeah.
Daft Punk took over that movie completely. It's basically what everybody's calling Daft Punk video, music video. Tron
Hmm.
was basically for them to prolonged music video, whereas the Tron Ares for that was a bit more tame, more subtle, but was put really, really well, right?
Hmm.
But I don't understand how much money can you spend, but you don't invest in one vital part, a storyteller who can say from A to right at the end that it makes sense to why you want to actually do this movie. Do you want to
Hmm.
just visually stun people and that's how you invite people to go to cinemas to watch? Are you so much giving yourself, or you are living in some sort of clown nine where you're thinking people go to cinemas just because they feel like spending the money? No,
Uh-huh. Uh,
it's too much choice for you to to have now these days to consume the media. So if you want to produce thing, and you have, especially what upsets me as a fan of Tron, you have something which is really was spectacular from the get-go, right? Because they were going with the time, the technology, the gaming, everything, the aspect of
right.
that. You have idea, and the only thing was interesting about that movie, graphically, musically, yes, story, shit, no. But right at the end, they had a glimpse of hope to give you. Why would you give you
Hmm.
that glimpse of hope right at the end, but you couldn't produce the whole movie from A to B properly? Because you have, I'm sorry saying that, but Jared Leto, plain as plain can be. There's
Hmm.
nothing in there. There's no.
Yeah.
It seems to be his forehead doesn't work anymore.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he's probably put too much Botox. There's no emotion. There's one thing. He almost tries to. You can like see. He almost tries to get this tear going in there, but it didn't work. I'm sorry, but I don't know what's going on. He may be a
Yeah, it's a
great
bummer.
musician, but he's not an actor. I
Yeah.
mean, I have not seen. My husband said to me, try to say, like, there is one movie Jared Leto was good at, but I can't remember one of the first movies he was in there. I don't know what's the name of it. I'm sorry. So it's kind of terrible for me to even mention it. But he said that he liked one movie with Jared Leto. I don't remember. I don't remember that movie, or I
Right,
don't know
right.
if I've seen it. So maybe that's why. But it's just so funny. It's so upsetting because I really
Yeah,
liked it. Actually, I was like, I don't mind this music at all. I really liked the way it went. Visually was quite interesting. But a part of that, that's it.
yeah.
The story was they want because oh, Fight Club? Really?
No, I don't think Leto was in Fight
No.
Club. No,
No, there was something before. But
I mean,
I'll ask my husband, like,
unless I'm
mind mentioning.
forgetting, but maybe Forgerelli's right.
I don't know. Really, Fight Club? Would Jared Leto be in Fight Club? He was. What? No way. Now I want to watch
Oh.
Fight Club just to see
Yeah,
that.
so he was. Yeah, there you go. I'm seeing a still right there.
Okay, can you
Completely forgot because obviously I just think of the
share the screen?
two, the Brad Pitt and the Edward Norton.
Yes, because that's those two
Crazy,
you
man,
were.
crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, so the story was that they the second movie ended up where the beings from the computer world, blonde hair.
Yeah, blonde hair. Yeah, he looks quite a bit different. Yeah.
He was the guy Brad Pitt destroyed. Oh, maybe that's why I don't remember. Probably he's a bad guy. My wife, yeah. Don't please. Don't. You can watch it at home, honestly. But when you don't think about storytelling, just visually, if you want to just and music, but nothing else will. Honestly,
A
the
friend,
more
a friend of mine saw it, and a friend of mine saw it, and he said it was fine. He said the music was the standout thing for him.
Yeah.
He thought the soundtrack was pretty
Yeah.
outstanding.
Exactly.
He said it was a fun enough movie. He might watch it again. I think he streamed it or something or whatever he did. He didn't go to the theater though.
Yeah. I was maybe because the more I was thinking about, so when I finished watching, I was like, okay, like I wasn't like upset about it, but I knew because of Jared Leto attached to it, I had this great notion it's not going to be great, and it wasn't, right, with him, especially in there. But then the more I started thinking about the storyline, it's like doesn't take. I don't understand what's going on here. Why you even mention it? And because what happens is what I'm trying to explain. So second movie finished with that Jeff Bridges' character found this new species, right, in that world of computers, right, when he was sucked in, and they have a new DNA strand, and the chick who instead of Jeff Bridges' character comes back to Earth with the sun, and they go into the sunshine, the sunset, the sunrise, because that's the only thing she wanted to see. This is how the second movie ends, right? Come to this, it doesn't make any sense. There's two families feuding between to have the whoever is going to be in charge, because the company which the Jeff Bridges character has created is still globally one on top of two levels, and there's just two characters, which is basically two families trying to feud for the rights of everything and that one DNA strand. And apparently there's this discovery. And come to light, the bad guy who is Quicksilver's actor, I don't know his name, but I know what he's acting. He's the bad guy, and he's like this computer genius sitting in the house of cards. I call it like a mansion. I'm in charge. I can do bad things, and he creates this AI system, goes into that world, and starts typing to the bad guys like, "You're gonna have to do this," and he basically makes the laser work on Earth. Creates these things, but only works for 30 minutes, and they disappear. And then honestly, that's the only thing what's going on there. That's it. Most of the time. But I'm sorry, I'm just saying like minuscule things because I don't want it to spoil for other people. But for a fan of a Tron, it's really Disney done it. We probably, if somebody else would put that back to the cinema, I don't know how many decades gonna pass. Somebody would want to pick it up again. But seeing Jeff Bridges in there for me, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe. No, less. I think 10 minutes. This is as much as Jeff Bridges you see. And he has that the same, like the dude vibe, right? He's all spirit. He's like this old computer system. He's not really dead, but he's not really alive kind of thing. But he's like there to help somebody. Other dimension, like anyway, so yeah. Not much to explain because I'm getting confused as well by storyline what actually they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's my top in Disney.
I mean, I probably won't see it, to be honest, but I would be curious to hear the soundtrack. That's the only reason that I would see it, is to
I
hear
honestly, it's like I put it. I don't know. It's a good Sunday, nothing to watch day movie
Yeah,
kind
right.
of thing, right? There's
Yeah.
nothing else to choose. We're curious about the music. Put it on and see. Maybe it's gonna be something different. You can say something else, which would be fantastic, baby. Because maybe my opinion is so skewed because I'm such a fan, and I
Right.
just don't like Jared Leto, and you can clearly hear that.
Never would have guessed.
Anyway,
So I pulled a few books that are maybe a little more, since you left off with Green Lantern, maybe that are a
Yeah.
little more mainstream.
oh,
And
okay.
again, not all the books that I read this year that I loved, because there's a couple more that I wish I would have pulled now.
Yeah.
But so pardon me, Marvel Comics Banner by Azzarello and Corbin,
Oh yeah, you
for
can't
issue
pull that stuff.
miniseries.
Yeah.
This blew me away.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for actually how fucking good this is,
Mm.
and how depressing and dark the Bruce Banner story actually is, and they kind of go into that a little bit in here.
Mm.
It just really, I was really surprised by how good this was and how much I enjoyed that series. Again, maybe one that's not a surprise because I double dipped on it. This is the hardcover. Dan Elson. It was really good.
You
Out of
got the-
Alcatraz, I got the hardcover as well.
Did I
So
miss it? Did you showed it off? I think I missed it.
I may have talked about it. Probably not on a Sunday thing with you and me though. Probably on one of my Sunday night chats, because I've talked about it to death and I loved it. So it's one of those where it was an easy double dip. Plus, I'm missing issue number 2. For some reason, that's one that didn't come in when it was coming out. So this was the first time I got to read the entire thing back to back. And even on a reread, it's a fucking outstanding book. And it's gorgeous goddamn art by Tyler Crook, which is no surprise to anybody. But just such a good story. Such a really, really good story. So, that was a no-brainer. One that I didn't pull out was Supergirl, Girl of Tomorrow.
Yeah, you
so
like that
fucking
one.
good.
Did you see the trailer?
I did not see the trailer. I don't want to see the trailer because
I'll watch the trailer.
it's going to be horse shit, I bet.
Yes, it's horse shit.
Really?
Yes, it is. Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Basically, let's say it this way. Have you seen a trailer of Guardians of the Galaxy?
There's a new Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
Oh.
When he produced Guardians of the Galaxy movie, they saying the Supergirl is going to do the same vibe as the Guardian. She has the same cassette player, almost. Yeah. She's listening to music like that.
She's going out and partying.
Huge music soundtrack. She's just drinking. That's the only thing that you basically see there. She's drinking like hell a lot. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, that's okay. I didn't even really like the Superman movie, so I had no intention of going to see it.
Dan Nelson said, finally got around to reading She's Fly. Oh.
Cool.
Nice. Go on. Grommets.
Grommets, of course. It took a while for the 7th issue to come out. I'm so glad that it finally got finished. This was one of my favorites. I love this book. I know that this came out, I think even last year, and there was quite a delay for the last issue. But because the last issue fell in this year, I'm cheating and putting it in this year, and you can't stop me. But yeah, really, really good book. I'd recommend it to anybody, but especially if you grew up in that time period.
We're not producing. We're not producing hardcover.
Oh, really? That's a bummer.
Only softcover.
Doctor Strange, The Flight of Bones. This was one that there was a single issue series, and this kind of collects it. I've seen this cover before, but I hadn't read any of the issues. This was one that I got used a little while ago, and it's great. And the thing that drew my attention to this one when I was flipping through was seeing Ted McKeever doing some Doctor Strange, and I'm a huge Ted McKeever fan as well as Doctor Strange. This was such an enjoyable book. They have a bunch of black and white stories at the end. There's a big color portion as well too at the beginning. This was a really, really great read. And I think in my notes, because sometimes I'll write like a little note in my book with it. And I think I said something like, why can't they do Doctor Strange stories
Like
like this
uh-huh.
nowadays, you know, so adventurous, a bunch of different artists, really good storytelling. That was a great book. And then I guess the last one that's kind of more mainstream, closing it off with more Richard Corbin.
I can say
I mean, out of all of the books, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there's 9 of them now. Out of all of them, this was one that I was kind of right up at the top of books I was really, really looking forward to getting. This was the last work he was doing before he passed away. And it doesn't disappoint. It was so great. You and I talked about it. I clipped it and put that on the channel. So if people want to go and see, they can see from my channel. But yeah, Stellar. No, that's it. Stellar. That's the last kind of mainstream book.
Yeah, the best Corbin book I read. Like, from I haven't read. That's the thing. I barely touched Corbin library, right? At all, like single format, whatever. But this was standout for me because of the way I just felt it was written and drawn. I think I'm more. That's the thing. Before I remember clearly, I wasn't not really. I wasn't a fan of Corbin's art whatsoever. I found it a bit too, obscure because I was all into this classical DC or Marvel style kind of thing.
Yeah,
at the beginning of my reading. Of course, your eyes are open if you start to open the other creators, what they actually can do and how beautiful that stuff is. So, yeah.
The other one that I didn't pull that I should just have a mention is, of course, Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Oh, yeah.
No way, no how. That's top of the list for sure too. But like I said, there's a ton that I haven't pulled from. Well, not a ton, but there's quite a few titles I haven't pulled from the Little Black Book this year yet.
I'm not sure if I'm probably not gonna read it this year because it's about to end. But I reserved it on my library, so hopefully I will receive it next year and we can talk about it. I've heard people all like it or they don't like it. Is it because the story or the art or both things?
I mean, I guess people probably don't like the art. I haven't really paid attention to people that like or don't like it, to be honest. So I don't know what it is that they don't like. I think it's fantastic. Maybe the art is a little too much for people. I don't see how. I don't think that the art is insane and you can't follow it. It's very blocky and kind of minimalistic and designy, I suppose. So maybe people don't really like that, but I don't know. I thought it was fantastic.
I think it's one of the best work of art the man is producing right now, right? Rodriguez.
It's ridiculously good. Yeah, that and the Zatanna were just exceptional, it's exceptional stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you mentioned Rick Remender, and I read Escape 4, and this guy is producing a bit of a tearjerker moments. It's very emotional. There's a lot of grief going on. This one is actually kind of a bit more sad than anything because it shows you the moment where our soldier has to say goodbye to his pregnant wife, where the guy who comes to pick him up, hurrying him up, and it's that moment where she's like, are you sure you have to, kind of thing, and they say, oh, they need the pilot and I don't have really a choice, and she's like, am I gonna kind of like almost saying goodbye, like the last goodbye, almost to a point, because they know what kind of war it's gonna happen. And Daniel Acuña's art is just stellar. He's creating panels and emotions in anthropomorphic. I can't say that word properly. You can clearly hear that. But I think this is subject-wise, I am not like the most intrigued by, but there's a lot of dynamics, not really what's fighting is all about. It's the person who's stuck in somewhere where you don't see the escape anymore for him, right? Even though it's called an escape of the book, but where he's at just seems like there's no way out for man. It's like one-way journey. He's already said goodbye to his pregnant wife. He's thinking about his son who's supposed to be born. Is he going to be a father? Or is he not going to be a father? What that entails as a soldier in World War II or World War, wherever this is placed in one of those world wars. And he is in the enemy line, but he's been kind of like found. So the issue 3 ended up where he's hiding in the store, but by hiding, he's actually finds this other family. He's hiding in the same, like under the floor, what they call that part of the thing, like hiding.
The cellar or something,
No,
or
no, they like hiding spot place for like wars. They had it under the floor, nobody sees it.
like a trap door kind of
Yeah, kind of
bunker
thing.
or something like that,
Yeah,
or
like bunker kind of type of, like it's really small space for nobody would realize there's actually somebody would be underneath it. But anyway, he finds the people, locals, who is basically the pilot was bombarding before he landed on it. This book apparently is selling out. It's not Sunday, Mr. Paolo, but hello and welcome. It's Saturday. It's not really conventional day, but that's what we can do at the moment. And yeah, it's very. So he has, like you always find somebody who is actually helping, but he's not sure if this help actually genuine or if they just like pretending to help him when somebody else will come. The only thing he's doubting about it, there's a child involved in here who is the father basically protecting as well. So it's interesting. I mean, the more I read him, the more I'm more invested in it. I really like the emotional parts. I like expressiveness of this comic book. I like this genuine kind of conversations going on because of the situation where they're at. They don't really show like what's on the front lines. Like there's not fighting scenes all the time. It's more personal things, how the person who is in impossible situations is going through, what's it's at stake and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. But this book apparently selling and is printing in several printings for Rick Remender. So I keep seeing they get sold out, and they've been reprinting issue 1 several times, issue 2 several times. Apparently issue 3 now is being reprinted as well. So
well, that's
people
good for
catching
him.
on to this because
Yeah.
And it's good for, it's kind of like it touches a lot of about his family history in this back matter as well. So he is talking an inspiration, like I mentioned you before. His granddad was in World War II, and he's mentioning that he's not really aware of the man, but because his father passed away, he has some of this material from the family he's basically don't know about, flooding into this house with all the stuff what people leaves behind, right? And then he's discovering this granddad of his, who he after the war, when he's come back, he wasn't himself anymore, and he was kind of violent. And he's Rick Remender's dad basically was abused by him because of his mom died while giving birth to the dad. So he was blaming him for the mother's death. So, and afterwards and all that situations, he was in, and he was also the pilot as well. So he's basically saying this is what kind of like trying to, in writing or in discovery, inspiration to write the stories, so he's getting that. And he's showing, it's kind of really open. I mean, showing family pictures and stuff like that. So he's kind of like into it big time. And lots of people responding, they say they keep on, he's getting really much of like, these letters are very kind of, I read several of them, and they really like talking about almost the same experiences of grandchildren finding out that they grandparents or great grandparents were in war, and the situations they were in, how they survived, how they wouldn't have been in that situations, how you go as American to Europe to fight, whereas across, it's not a small distance where you're fighting at, so you never know if you're going to come back, that kind of situation. So it's interesting. But yeah, it's becoming one of the books what people like discovering and wanting to read. And I honestly, as I say, I really appreciate really good work of artists, because he's the one portrays emotions, right? He's the one who shows you the words not always describes everything, especially like the person's stature, right? The uncertainty. There's the pages where he himself says, I don't really, like really comfortable to give you some pages without any like speech bubbles, but hopefully that will tell you the story where this person is at, and he's basically in the house of strangers, in a strange world, in the place where he bombarded and killed a lot of people. and then somebody's helping him. And where's
Mhm.
the child involved? And he's also waiting to be a father. So it's very cool. So far, this is actually really the strongest one so far emotionally. So it got me a little bit more invested in that, because I really do like when that comic books actually can express that more, not into always words, but also in how the character is drawn on the panels, which
Mhm.
that's really lent the story even more, I think.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I haven't even read issue number 1. I didn't pick it up. So
I'm not sure if
um,
you. I mean, probably if you can always find issue one if you have
mhm.
many comic book shops, but yeah,
Well, especially if they're reprinting it and reprinting it. So yeah, maybe
yeah,
it's out there. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Paulo, yes, we are. Hello, Paulo. We are early, and that's my fault. I've got union stuff tomorrow, so we had to do Saturday instead of our usual Sunday.
well, we're still getting a therapy session, so
Damn straight. So the last kind of small stack that I have, it's kind of indie, and then there's self-published stuff. I think this was a gift from Eliza Dominelli. My Baker Street. This is Baker Street
yes.
Graffiti, which was a one shot from Guy Davis.
Mm-hmm.
It has a couple of short stories in it, and then it's got a bunch of pinups as well too. And it was really, really great. I found that I've talked about Baker Street before, where I had a few issues, got rid of them because I didn't really like them, and then revisited them again once I kind of got more into Guy Davis, and then actually really enjoyed the series quite a bit. So I think now I've got everything Baker Street.
Yeah.
But this was really fun. Just 2 short stories, and then a bunch of pinups here in the middle. So kind of a punk rock Sherlock Holmes kind of is what it is, what the very, very basic premise of it is. So that was a nice one. Thank you to Eliza. I think this one came from Nate. It was one of the care packages. I don't think it was Dan Elson, who was also generous to send me some stuff this year too. I think this was from Nate. The story doesn't stick out to me as much, but the art. So it's a flip book from Zygotic Studios, and it's 2 very different styles. And this one for 6 is the one that stood out to me, and it'll make more sense when we kind of get into some of these other books here that we're going to talk about. There's a certain style that always works for me. I love those pages just for kind of, this is the kind of setup to the story. Some more of that. But I just really like black and white anyway. But when you start seeing character designs that look like these people, I'm completely sold. They're very kind of wonky, but there's something to them. They have a very unique look to them. So this really kind of took me, and I think there might be something else out there from this title 6. I can't remember. I might have it bookmarked on Lone Star. I don't quite remember. But and then the flip book is just very different than all this. So it feels very collagey at times. It feels even more minimal. And feels even very kind of raw when you see drawings like that, right? So it's very raw looking, but this very, very bold, simplistic sort of style at times, right? So just a really unique, one of the standouts from the beauty of kind of digging through the bins, right?
Yes.
So that 6 story, when I think of those kind of books, I think of some modern day creators. This one is Vacuum Decay, the issue number 7, the most recent issue of Vacuum Decay that came out this year. A real beefy affair. So this is Harry Nordlinger, his horror anthology, and again, for my money, this is an exceptional series, and I hope this goes on for a long time. So there's a style of art that's going on here that I feel really harkens back to some of that 80s and 90s independent stuff. They've kind of tapped into that, and I'll show you some samples of things before I find some good samples that show you that, especially the Nordlinger stuff. His art style, I find, is very reminiscent of sort of wonky characters. Sorry, one sec. It's so full of good stuff. Here you go. So here's a Harry Nordlinger. So there's something about it, his style, that sort of harkens back to that, and a bunch of the other artists that are in here as well too. So if you don't have any of these issues, man, he's got them all on his website, I think, because he does a pretty good job of keeping things in print. And this one was $10, and it's the beefiest issue yet. So I don't know how many pages it is total. I don't think there's any numbers on them, but you get bang for your $10. That's for damn sure. Enos here at the back too, one of my other favorites. Follow him on Instagram as well. He's fantastic. And then one of the two last books from Reptile House Comics. Reptile House, one of the companies, one of the self-publisher companies that has so much quality work out there. You can't go wrong picking up anything. This is issue number 1 and 2 of Nosebleed. Issue number 3 has also come out. I don't have a copy of it yet. I'm hoping to be able to get my hands on it. Amazing story. Teenagers, sort of outcasts that have these powers, and they can kind of make people's heads explode. So sort of, then there's some government experiments that are going on. So it sort of mixes some kind of trashy horror movies, but also a little bit X-Men, a little bit Stranger Things, all sorts of things kind of mixed up in this one. So this is a really, really good book. And finally, the last thing from Reptile House is this issue of Cyanide Swamp. This is an anthology. Just the cover alone is worth the money. The cover is a stunner. Another artist that I follow on Instagram also did the inside, front, and back covers as well too.
Look at that.
Such a good book, man. Their usual kind of gang of peoples, T. Roxay, can't read that backwards there, Elliot Beck, Noel Freebert, Nick Bunch as well. Nicole Rodriguez is in here as well too. And again, stuff like this, like a comic that looks like this, where this is the panel layouts, you know, very, very adventurous, very much sketchbook mixed with storytelling, some darker imagery, and then you get stuff that looks like this too. So you get a real cross section of art styles. Here's Nick Bunch, who's maybe one of the more prolific of the kind of group of people. He's done quite a lot of work. So yeah, anything, like I said, anything Reptile House, you can't go wrong, but that's a really, really strong anthology. So there you go.
So you're the fan of anthologies, eh?
Anthologies are the way to go. And it seems like a lot of these guys, they do it because they're not producing large bodies of work, right? They're just producing short stories. So it's good that these anthologies exist for them. Otherwise, they'd never get out there.
I have a couple of mentions, Celeste, to I've managed to. Let me see. Oh yeah, there you go. So I remember I showed you that Thieves of Thieves 3 volumes. I finally read volume 1. And I must say, I'm not a fan of extremely bold blacks. It's very black, almost to a point that sometimes it feels like there's backgrounds I just showed you, or the dark scenes really get swallowed by the black, especially when you start flipping page by page. But it's a story of this guy.
It's Kirkman, right?
It's Kirkman writing, right?
Yeah.
And wait. Nick Spencer, Robert Kirkman's story, but Nick Spencer is writing it. And Sean Martin Burrow is the artist. This is great. So we have a guy who is the best thief in the world. He's so clever. He escapes everything. He can do no matter what job. He's meticulous. He works usually for the big guys. He has this huge job he's about to plan to do, but he wants to retire. And the thieves don't really retire. But the way they decided to make him not retire is because, unfortunately, to some, or to him, because he missed out, he has a son who looks a spitting image of him, but a bit shorter, maybe less knowledgeable what their daddy is all about. And he also is quite a bad black sheep kind of. only one son, but he's not doing really good. He's into gangs. He's doing something and he gets caught. That's the main drawback. And the way they were trying, like especially the FBI, who's looking for this notorious thief, they decided to in order to capture him or to basically put stamp on his wrongdoings, they're going to use his son as a bargaining kind of chip. And because the son is in so much trouble that he's about to basically be incarcerated for like I don't know how many years, and he makes a deal with the FBI or whatever, CIA, I don't know whoever is in charge, to basically, oh, I can actually make myself big. I keep on forgetting doing that. So basically he is agrees to basically get all the high bosses, mobsters, everybody, whoever he's worked with, to them in order to save his son. But there's a question mark, and it's just really revealed right at the end of this volume 1. And it's very good. I mean, it's very high paced espionage tale, right? Not espionage, it's like the, what do you call it, with the thief. I don't know how you call the genre.
I don't know, thriller, crime.
Yeah, crime. Let's say crime.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not really, you can't see the highs, but you just get to know the character, his backstory, his families, who's after, who's working for, how he became who he was, how he met his wife who gave birth to that son of his, blah blah blah. It's kind of like a huge setup for volume 1, right? It also introduces to the people this chick who is also appears everywhere. She's the one, basically he wanted for her to take over after his retirement, and what he wanted is to retire in this beautiful little island he probably has purchased and just do nothing, but which is, you discover the actual real thieves of, no wonder he's being this thieves of thieves, because the way he's doing it and the level IQ this guy has, he can know everything, whatever he wants to, and tell everybody one thing and do another thing. So not bad. Actually, I have not yet read the other 2 volumes. Let's see how that. But for first volume, I wouldn't say like it's bad storytelling. It's really actually quite intriguing.
Yeah.
It's just nothing to blow your socks away from.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think that's what I remember, because I remember I bought the first issue when it came out, and probably because it was Kirkman and let's give it a shot and let's jump on it in case it's something, I don't know, something interesting. And then I read the first issue and I was so kind of underwhelmed that I ended up selling it almost immediately and kind of abandoning it.
It was quite popular for a long time because of a Kirkman.
It really was.
Mm-hmm. Because everything, there was the height of Kirkman's in comic books, right?
And I think that's why I sold it quickly, because I think maybe I made $1 or $2 more than on it than when I bought it, right? I think remember that's probably why I sold it quickly.
I remember issue 1 being CGTC. I don't know where I've seen it, but I clearly remember being like CG, like people showing off its slab because never know it's going to be Walking Dead #1, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Which nothing since, well, maybe Invincible actually reached almost to a point of Walking Dead, but not as much as Walking Dead hype was, right?
That's actually another thing that I watched that guy's channel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He did a Kirkman video that was really fascinating, actually, too. Just kind of I didn't know as much about the fallout between him and Tony Moore. I didn't realize they were friends since like childhood kind of thing, right? Like they were longtime friends. They weren't like industry friends that had known each other for like 5 years. They'd known each other for quite a long time. So that made more sense why Tony felt more burned by him and stuff. So it was a pretty good little documentary. Again, that guy does pretty good stuff. He's pretty interesting to watch.
Okay. And piece of something I wasn't expecting to actually see or for me to be able to buy. Maybe I was hoping. Okay. Is this the same guy?
No, that was a different guy. The guy that did the Comicsgate thing was somebody that I'd never heard of before. It was very, very random on my home screen.
What's
But
the channel?
the guy that we keep talking about his name is Matt, but you just put a bunch of T's at the end.
Yeah, Matt.
He did a good one on manga. He did a good one on Mobius. He's done good ones on all sorts of things, right? Like he's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
We're leaving for a little.
Hold on 1 second. Yes, where are you going?
I'm going.
Do you want to say hello?
Hello.
Right here.
Hi.
This is the giant.
The giant. How tall are you? Taller than Daddy?
I'm
Not quite. No, she's taller than Mom, though.
taller than Mom.
Daddy,
yeah.
don't stand up.
No, this is as tall as I am. She towers over me.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you're going out for a bit?
Yeah, we're going.
Okay.
It's like in going dollar store and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just to get present for Kellen.
Okay. Sounds great.
And,
Mwah. Love you, babe.
yeah, me too.
See you soon.
Yeah.
See you when you get back. Have a good trip.
Bye.
Bye. Enjoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye.
100 photos. Okay. Oh, really? Hey, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he has some money behind him because the editing that he does in all his videos, it sure as hell isn't just him. It
Yeah.
feels like it might be one of those channels where there's a bit of a team.
Mini
Yes,
correct.
mini cracks. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. She's cocaine. I'm crack.
What?
Yeah, so he maybe has some money behind him. That's for damn sure, you know.
Okay. So this production was first produced in a Kickstarter. But now I have it.
Oh, yeah.
Terry Moore's
Cool.
Trigger Warning. It's a one-off
What?
issue of a Stranger in Paradise story. So he
That's
kickstarted
cool.
this issue. I heard, like randomly heard it. I mean, I followed the guy everywhere I possibly could, probably. And I knew that he done Kickstarter, which I was very disappointed because Kickstarters are not something I can because of across the pond and the shipping prices are just, impossible. So when I saw it on the list of my comic book guys, like, what is Trigger Warning? And because I actually hesitated and I was like, why? I know I'm going to like it. It's going to be very short, like it always is with Terry Moore single issues. But it's just having him again after a hell of a long time. And, buying and supporting. He has the same vibe. Everything is black and white. Nothing is the
That's
same.
cool. That's so cool.
So this is a story where he puts Kachu and Francine into 1890s. And that's how they met, because he thinks that Kachu and Francine can meet anywhere. Wherever you put in which timeline, they will be still together. He talks about them like they are his daughters, because every single time it's just so much joy in his eyes when he does talk about them. I mean, that's what gave the name of Terry Moore. That's what he's known for first and foremost, and then he has done lots of other things. So it's a small Western tale, which is great for me as well. When I heard that he's doing this, I was like so bummed and disappointed because I didn't read it. And of course, to his now he likes doing that. He plays with your mind, so it's all set in that. Kachu comes into the whatever tavern to get a shot of something because she's been traveling, and she's been traveling with she's been raised by ponies, so she has this name Kachu, which is apparently flying eagle or something, the meaning of it. And she gets into these things, and they're having actually almost like a court session inside, where this guy was told that he needs to give away the horse because he's owed the money to somebody, and he needs to give away, and he's like almost gets to this brawl, and Kachu basically with a cannon of the gun shoots the hell out of the guy. Yes, it's a one shot. He says he got inspiration because he always liked the Western stories. He wanted to put characters. He loves creating story, and he got inspired, and he created one-off story of this. So basically, to the fashion of Terry Moore, fantastic everything. Like the motions he does, the people's expressions. It's just that really great vibe. And honestly, if he would have created 10 of issues of these, I probably would be jumping as quickly as I possibly can to read. But they are very fast, right? They are, like you every single time you're enjoying it, it's like, I want more, and you're like, it's ended. So anyway, the story ends. You can read it for yourself. I'm not going to spoil it. The man deserves to be spending money, but he gives you an extras and it tells you what he was, because he keeps on doing some pages for himself, like where to put the characters or even conventionals, and that's where he said that he wanted to place his characters into situations where they weren't in the first place, and sketch covers and stuff like that. And he explains in here his thought process and why he was doing that. And then extras, of course, where like picture of him drawing it on the YouTube video and him showing his pages. You can see all of that actually processed on his YouTube channel. And of course, original Kickstarter covers.
Cool, man.
Where people were able to get hold of when they were.
That looks great. That looks really great.
Promote, and that's his famous kind of pictures of Kachu and Francine, where he was selling in the conventions most of the time. And then there's number one.
Wow.
That's inked, not even, like all of them are pencils, but this one is inked.
Right,
and of course, how you can read Strangers in Paradise, all sorts of ways.
Yeah. Fucking slipcase, Jesus Murphy.
Yeah, it's ginormous. It's extremely heavy. It's like I don't know how many issues there is, like lots.
So I guess how did he get his hands on, if this was a Kickstarter thing, how did he get his hands on it?
Well, the thing, I think he after a while, some Kickstarters stuff, they get produced in a conventional way, right?
So
because
just that it was that popular that it got reproduced.
Yeah, because he is afraid these days, because he's only one guy. He has his own business, right? They're always coming up prices, and producing books like these is expensive. He keeps selling that on his YouTube channel. So, sometimes because of, even though he's extremely popular, I think he's doing justice for people who are really big fans of his, right? So in a way, you can get something extra special. But I think after a while, I think it took I don't know when this Kickstarter actually started, but I didn't even think this is actually going to be in production. But I guess he managed to produce it afterwards, right? It's very, very nice front and back covers, like hard cover, like you read, like proper, like it's beautiful to even have something of him after a while, especially like I'm across the pond, so it's different with me, as I say, with Kickstarter. Yes, exactly. Such a genuine, like his videos on YouTube, which I kind of like always leave, not always watch it all the time, but when I do, it's always like pleasant, right? It's very, his voice is very calming. He explains his ways of thought process when he draws. He does this like almost like, tries to for people to understand how much work it entails. His actually wife works, because they have this website, Abstract Studios, so his wife is working in here. She gets like mentioned in here, by the way. Robin Moore, a publisher, right? So she's basically in charge of this website. He's just creating these things and stuff like that. But he owns it. So when I see stuff like that, and of course I don't have to break my bank just to ship it to me. It's always kind of like, even I don't know why I was second guessing myself, but it's really joyous to read stuff like that. It just makes you want, I probably, like we were mentioning rereads, and I think I was talking to you, but Strangers in Paradise, well worth rereading. And I probably, if I would be in the right moment, because I don't have it, I always had it digital, and I lost the file, which Comixology. I got it from there. I remember, because I was trying, very difficult. I don't know why it was so difficult to get hold of anyway. In all sorts of ways I tried, could you believe? And then I went and I lost the files. I don't know what. Oh, I know, because my tablet died, and in that tablet, everything just went up in the air.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and it was fantastic. And I was contemplating, he was coming out with all these editions of reprinted things. I really liked. I saw in a high street bookshop, he had in that time producing pocket size Strangers in Paradise. They almost like a manga style book, which is not something amazing, but they were very cheap. So in that time, I was thinking. While I was thinking, I decided to go that way, and blah blah blah. Long story short, still read it, but I could reread it, and I probably definitely would have as much enjoyment time as I had it from the first time. It's just such a proper. I was growing up with Mexican love story dramas on TV, soap things, and that is basically lends to itself but even with a better kind of quality, right? Storytelling, how everything involved with the characters, how they met, blah 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 blah. It's just the way he writes the characters. It's just you want to invest time with them, right?
Very natural. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah.
That's super cool. That's amazing that he got one. That's
so
fucking
if
outstanding, man.
You want to have a taste of what, I mean, they don't really. They're just me meeting here, so you don't have all that emotional investment you do with those two, like Romeo and Juliet, as they call it. But yeah, it's in the shops. Apparently, you can buy them. So you go support the guy if you can.
Yeah, cool. So
yeah, that's my reading. Oh, yeah. And by the way, Colossal Kaya, I put it somewhere. I can't find it.
Oh shit. Yeah, I still don't even have it. Somehow it didn't make it into my pull box, so.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with me, but I guess I was thinking about it. I have two, like I have where I speak here. That's where all my comics usually are. But when I do read, I usually tend to put next to where I can see them. I went there to look. There's nothing in there. I'm like, what the hell? I went back here. This is a mess. I need to go through. I was like, oh no, I can't see it. I start panicking. Anyway, long story short, I haven't read it yet.
It's that happened to me today too. When I was looking for something, I was looking for Vacuum Decay, and I'm like, fuck me, which box is it in? Is it in this box? Is it over there? Where did I put this goddamn thing? You know what I mean? Like, and it's again, like, I wouldn't say that I have an enormous, I know I don't have a small collection, but I know I don't have an enormous one. There's only limited spaces where things can go, and it drives me crazy. I hate when that happens.
You is like, you are more like organized. The way you say how you organize sounds to me like I'm absolute mess of the person. Because honestly, sometimes I have just, what I do? I have piles of comic books on one side, a pile of comic books on the other side, and a pile of another one, and I can't.
All those up there, piles.
I looked. Like remember I found those Feast of Thieves, those volumes in the comic box. I don't know why would I put them there first of all, but I decided to put them one stupid day. While I was looking there, I found the issue of a book I was reading, and I thought I never had it, and I placed it somewhere in that random box, which is nothing in there apparently.
Yeah.
But there was the comic. I was like, what is this comic book doing? I remember I was panicking why I didn't have this comic book. I don't remember the name though. So it happened to me with, I have a problem with independent storage, how I want to store them. Marvel and DC is easy. Image is easy. It's one pile. But because there's so many independents, and because you go in independent world, that becomes too many companies.
It's tricky.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
And then you decide, okay, so I'm going to name the box independent, or give a drawer, say independent. But somehow I don't put independent books in that drawer.
Yeah, right.
I was like, what's the point do that?
Yeah.
I put
and then for me with the self-published stuff, it's all different sizes too, right? Yeah. So one is like comic book size, one is a little wider but a little shorter, and then there's one that's a magazine size. So there's really no good way to store all this stuff too. Where it's like then I end up losing that stuff. That's the stuff that's in kind of 5 different places.
And the worst thing is when you start selling your comic books, right? You sell them, you forget about them, but you don't take them away from CLZ.
I know. I fucked that up. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're like, where is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
And then you're like, one day, like, oh, douchebag, you just sold them. Don't you realize that? I was like, oh my God, what's wrong?
And that's almost where I'm at right now with CLZ, where it's like, fuck, am I gonna have to delete my whole list? Because I've already done that once. Deleted
wow.
everything because I was so bad at taking stuff off of it. I was finding that was happening. Well, it says I have it. It's like, well, no, you don't. You sold it. So I eventually just wiped it clean and started from square one again. But now it's at that point now where I know there's a ton of stuff on my CLZ that I just don't have anymore. But I'm no good at taking them off of that app. I just add stuff, but I never take them away. So then it becomes not much of a catalog, really.
Yeah, another
just
thing.
Go back to just doing it on the computer.
You can do also in CLZ, you can add stuff like volumes, which is another convoluted thing for me, because do I want it just to keep it comic related? Because then is there going to be too much going on in there? And is there going to be like, I'm not going to be able to, is it worth cataloging it? And then if you catalog it, because you're not like soft covers, they don't sell, right? I mean, nothing sells with soft cover, unfortunately. The only thing it sells usually is the popular stories of Epic Marvel, which is soft cover. And I think now this DC Finest will be something like that, with the specific like new appearances or one first appearance is going to become a bit more dear, and people will probably sell it and they're going to make some money of it. But I find it in my head, it doesn't make sense, because I always associated CLZ for just single comics, right? But it's about for everything, apparently. You can just put hardcover, softcover, blah, 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 blah. So I'm not sure if I want to add. I think I added a couple of the like books like that, but I was like, I'm not sure if I want to.
I put all that stuff in there too. I always put it in. The tricky one for me is the undergrounds, because there's not a lot of that stuff on the CLZ. So I really should do a separate list, because I'm going through right now and rebagging and boarding those, because a lot of them, again, they're different sizes, but I'm finding that like 98% of them fit into Silver Age bags and boards. So I've been buying Silver Age bags and boards every once in a while. I bought 200 so far over the past I don't know, month or two or whatever. And there's still a lot more to go. I probably need to get another 200 to kind of just to organize it and look through it and see the doubles and all that kind of stuff. So sort the collection, man. So I feel like this might be the last one for a few weeks, just with you know, those holidays, that ho 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 fella.
Ho 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 fella
big old ho coming down the chimney.
Still 2 weeks, so next week is still kind of okay if you want to. It's up to
I'm not.
you.
That's the thing. I'm not even around. Like, we have this last week of work going on, and then we start getting into like visiting and Christmas stuff, because I've still got, like, don't tell anybody, I still got shopping I haven't even started, right? Because I just haven't had time. So yeah, so I just don't think it's gonna happen for me for a couple of weeks. Maybe what are the dates? Where's my phone here?
Go on.
What's the last Sunday of the month?
I don't know, actually.
28th. I mean, you know, that's a possibility. The 28th.
Really?
Maybe we can shoot for that, like an after Christmas, because usually, obviously, like everybody else, that's the week of the 21st is the busiest week, and then it starts to die down, and we don't usually do too much on New Year's, to be honest. So maybe we can shoot for the 28th.
Yeah, good. I'm okay with that.
Cool.
Completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then, Forge Rally, Paolo Costa, Dan Nelson, and Sleepy Readers 666. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Thanks for watching, fellas.
Beautiful Saturday evening to me, and beautiful rest of your day to you across the pond. And then,
I mean, not much of it left now. 4:30. It's starting to get dark.
Very merry to you all.
Yep. Happy Merry.
May your comic therapy sessions last as long as it possibly can, just to help you. And we might see you on 28th.
Yep.
And then it's going to be your channel, right? You have to buy away the year for this.
Yeah, that's right. We'll try to think of something to do. Maybe we'll do more best of the year kind of conversations or whatever.
I'll do my bestest, okay?
Okay.
If I don't,
or even not best, just favorites, maybe just favorite reads of the years.
I'll try my best, because as I say, I didn't really keep really good track of it. Okay. But I have a couple of them, which would be nice to mention, I guess.
Sweet.
Right. Thank you very much, people.
Later.
One. Bye. 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 Bye.